Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. After exploring Tokushima Central Park and taking a ferry over to Honshu, we're starting part 2 as we disembark and make our way to our hotel in Wakayama City. It was a short walk and, well, we'll catch you up in a second. But before we do, please do us a favor and give the video a like. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Let's go. I'm tired. Yeah, it's through that door.
How small is everybody in Wakayama?
Look, a door finally made for you.
We are checked in.
Feels good to be checked in. That was a bit of a long haul
Yeah.
from the ferry terminal, even though not that much time has passed really, a little bit less than an hour, but we basically got off the ferry, then we had to hustle down this long corridor to a train station.
Yeah.
Then we jumped on a train for one stop. It was about 5 minutes, and it looks like this train just goes back and forth. And then we got off of the train, and then we had to drag our bags for about 15 minutes. We just decided to go by foot because it wasn't too bad. It was all flat. A lot of the sidewalks weren't very good though.
No.
It was like gravel had been compacted down into sort of like an asphalt.
But the system they had once you got off the boat was amazing. They made it easy for you, like Michael said earlier, that the walkway was covered and that the train was pretty much waiting for you.
Yeah, and we had just enough time to get through all of that, buy our tickets for the train, and then there was no elevator, so carry the bags up the stairs and get on the train. And about 2 minutes after we sat down, huffing and puffing, the train took off.
So it's good timing.
Yeah, it was good timing. It means they've done a good job with their itinerary.
Yeah.
So on their website, you can see all the itineraries for the ferries back and forth, and then you can see the itineraries for the trains, so everything lines up. And then we just dragged to the hotel. Luckily, it wasn't hot out today.
No.
It was nice and cool.
Sun was down.
Yeah, sun was pretty low, wasn't bearing down on us. And we're in the hotel room now, so feeling good. Let me show you one of the best parts of this hotel room though. It's over here. I think we're gonna lose Nicole. She's gonna go take a shower. But look at this. That is Wakayama Park leading up to Wakayama Castle. We got great view. And I was kind of hoping for this. When I booked this hotel, I was really close to the castle, which was one of the reasons why I chose it. And I was hoping we would get a castle view out the window. And also because it was relatively close to the train station. There's a bunch of train stations kind of around us. We're sort of like in the center of, I think, 3 main train stations. The one that we got off at, the main Wakayama station, is the other direction, but a little bit farther. So we're in a good situated spot here to explore Wakayama City tomorrow. And this hotel has been good to us. We've stayed in this hotel 3 times now. We stayed in this hotel in Matsuyama, then in Tokushima, and now here in Wakayama. The other 2 seem pretty brand new, very new. This one's a little bit older, and maybe because of that, the room is a little bit bigger. Well, quite a bit bigger actually. Where I'm standing now would not exist in the other rooms. And the other rooms, the bed was pretty much up against the wall on one side. So this one is a big step up from that because one of us can get out of the bed without having to climb over the other. But yeah, we're gonna freshen up here. We're gonna do some necessities, some laundry. I'm gonna shave, get that done while the laundry's going, and then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do for dinner. So we'll catch up with you after all of that. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna take you on a little adventure with me to go do some laundry. So we're not gonna meet up with you after we're done all of this stuff. You're gonna come along for the ride. So the laundry floor is, I think, the 5th floor. And our room is on the 10th floor. We're actually going to the 13th floor. I'm gonna guess that Japanese writing means laundry. All right, everything. There is some English here. So we're gonna do a wash load and a wash dry load. If I have enough money on me. Let's throw in the wash only load first. Or should we count the money just to make sure? Let's do that. But first, actually, I'll throw all the clothes in because that's gonna make this a lot easier. This one will be our wash only. Okay. And this one will be our wash dry. So now we'll count the money. We need 800 yen for this. 500. I do not have enough, so I'm gonna have to go and get some change. But we can get one of these machines started, and that's gonna be the wash and dry load because I have enough for that to get started, and it's gonna take the longest, 2 hours. So we can only use 100 yen coins here actually. That's why I don't have enough. I had a bunch of change. So we need to throw in 500 yen and push the orange button. That one does not want to take money. That one seems like it will. This is complicated. So that machine's money slot didn't want to accept any coins. So I had to move the laundry over to a different machine. And this one does seem like it will accept coins. And I also, in doing that, realized I don't have a 3 kilogram load here. I probably have about a 1 kilogram load. So I can go for the quicker wash dry cycle, which is only 400 yen. And that is the yellow button. What the hell? Okay, I'm an idiot. You press the button first and then it accepts the money. And then we can put a code in here, it seems, so that we can lock the door. No one can steal our laundry. That's smart. Uh-oh, I don't know what I just did. Okay, I need to regroup. All right, we're going. So it was a 4-number code, 1599. I'm telling you that because future Mike might forget and have to watch this footage back to unlock this machine. 1 hour and 20 minutes and we're good to go. So let's pop downstairs and get some change for the other machine. And of course I don't have any bills on me, so we have to go back to the room, get a bill, and then go and find some change. And it's getting dark rather quickly. Some massive construction's going on over here. I'll be back once I have change. All right, I'm back. Got my change. Let's get this machine going. Now that I understand how it works, I won't look like a fool. So this machine will automatically dispense laundry detergent, so we don't have to worry about that. And there's multiple loads. There's a wash dry regular load, which can be up to 3 kilograms. That takes 120 minutes and costs 500 yen. There's a smaller wash dry load, can be up to 1 kilogram, 80 minutes, 400 yen. This is the one I already have started. Then there's a wash only load, can be up to 6 kilograms. That takes 35 minutes and that is only 300 yen. And then you can add additional drying if you need. Then for 3 kilograms, you can get an additional 30 minutes of drying for 100 yen. So we are going to pick the wash only on this one. That's 300 yen. So we're gonna drop our 300 yen in here. And now we have to pick our security code. So we'll do the same one as last time. 1599, hit OK. And there it goes. And there we go. So this one's gonna take 35 minutes. The other one I started already has another hour and 9 minutes to go. So these have to go for a little bit. And in the meantime, why don't we go down to FamilyMart? Okay, I went to FamilyMart. I forgot to bring you guys with me to FamilyMart, but I'm back now with FamilyMart, and I ended up getting another one of these Sapporo winter beers. Figure I should drink these as much as I can because we don't get these at home, and they're not year-round here in Japan. And I got a new bun, a new steamed bun that I hadn't seen yet. It's a Sukiyaki beef bun with a egg yolk sauce in the middle. Sounds really interesting. So let's break into that and see what that egg sauce is all about. Here's the bun. Looks pretty standard steamed bun. Get this waxy paper off the bottom. Okay, here we go. I'm really excited. Are you excited? Let's see what's in here. The beef and onion mixture inside is really good. It's gooey. Whatever sauce they've used has made the inside gooey. But look at the egg one.
Oh yeah, egg yolk.
I don't think I got egg yolk in the first bite. Let's see if that changes anything. It's creamier. So the first bite, the filling had like a tackiness to it. It was a little bit sticky or gooey. But with the egg yolk, it kind of just smooths it out nicely. Can't say I get a strong egg flavor. The beef and the onions and its sauce kind of take over, but this is excellent. This is a good option. I'm glad I ventured out and didn't get a pisamon. They had pisamon there, and then this one was calling me for some reason, so decided to give it a try, and it's actually very good. Laundry's done. The stuff that went in the drying load is pretty dry. We've had problems in the past with these washer dryers combos where the stuff just does not want to dry, but that dried pretty good, so it's done. And the stuff that can't dry in the dryer is hung up here drying, and it should be done in the next day or so, which will be perfect because we're here for 2 nights. So now we're heading out for something to eat. It is almost 7 o'clock. We've picked a place. It's very close. Let's go. We've made it to the restaurant. We chose a tempura restaurant. I'm not sure if we mentioned that earlier, but this was just a short walk from our hotel, and we are seated and we have ordered. How did you find this place?
Well, I found this place because I wanted a restaurant with a high rating. So unlike yesterday, we just didn't stumble into a restaurant that was beside our hotel. This time we did some research. So this one had a good rating. It said that it was very traditional, and locals come here and they don't even have an English menu.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
Yes. And that it was open.
Yes. Oh yes.
Because a lot of places are closed tonight. I guess Sunday, a lot of restaurants are closed. So, but this one so far, I'm having a good vibe.
Yes.
Although there's no English here, and the people don't speak English, so we've been just using a translating app. She has something other than Google Translate, which works well, better than Google sometimes. And we were able to sort of communicate. The first thing I ordered was sake, and I kind of knew this, but I've never had this problem before. Sake is the general term for alcohol here in Japan, but it's also, to us, it's the sake drink, the specific type of alcohol, but that's called Honshu here in Japan. So I didn't clue into that soon enough. So we had some trouble there trying to order alcohol, because I want sake. And she's like showing us the alcohol menu and pointing out beer. I'm like, no, I want sake. And then
you're probably just saying alcohol to her
I was, and then she kept showing me different types of alcohol, and then eventually, yeah, I showed her a picture of like the traditional sake carafe and sake cups, and then we we got it. We made that connection, and then yours was very easy because you wanted tea, and ocha is green tea.
Yeah.
So that worked out, and then we ordered by picture.
Yes, we did. We pulled up images from Google reviews, and they all kind of looked similar but the same because they have different sets. But when you look at the photos of the sets, they kind of don't really give you much information. So we just pointed and we're hoping for the best.
I did try to translate to her that you wanted basically just shrimp and some vegetable, but nothing like out of the ordinary from that. You kind of feel like tempura shrimp, but that didn't work out. So we went with a picture and we both ordered it. There was another picture that looked really interesting, but it was not as obvious from the picture what was in there. It was like 3 stacked boxes where we think the tempura would come in, and then some other bits and pieces around that, but weren't sure what was in the boxes, and we could not communicate with her properly to understand that. So I just went with the same thing Nicole ordered.
But you're happy about the seating arrangement. I like it because it's private, and you like it because there's a hole for your legs.
Yes, so they have like Western style tables, but they also have more Japanese style seating. There's 2 types of these Japanese seating. There's the kind of low table on the floor, you sit on the floor and you're kind of like cross-legged or you're kneeling. And there's also the type where there's a cutout for your feet. So it kind of looks like floor seating, but then your feet can sit a bit more comfortably. Luckily, that's the one we have because I don't think I could handle just sitting on the floor. Yeah,
and generally these ones are a bit more private. They have curtains that cut you off from the main
the main part of the restaurant. Yeah, so we are sitting here. Our amuse-bouche has come, the customary cover charge, which most restaurants do, izakayas do pretty much always, and other restaurants it's hit or miss whether they do that, but they'll charge you a cover, but they'll also give you a little appetizer, and that's what we have here to start off with. Do we want to tuck into that?
Yes.
Yes, let me show you what it looks like. So it's just a little dish usually, and this one looks like it has some ham, sweet potato, maybe some tofu, and some kind of citrus fruit there, it looks like.
Daikon.
Oh, it's daikon. You dive in, tell us how it is.
I'm going for the tofu, which looks really yummy because it looks like it's been stewed. It's been deep fried and maybe stewed or soaked in seasoning. Nice and cold. Flavor, I think there might be a bit of like alcohol or sake taste to it.
Is it just my breath you're smelling?
That could be it. No, I think it's coming from the tofu.
How's the texture?
It's perfect. It's not the firm, I don't like firm tofu. It's not the super silky one, but it's a nice soft tofu that's just silky.
Feed me your sweet potato since we all know you will not eat that. It's the perfect consistency. Just like you were saying with the tofu, it's fully cooked, but it's not so cooked that it's mushy. It's still like a little bit firm.
I'm getting a good feel. Based on the mousse bouche, I hope the meal is going to be as good.
All right, we will show you the main event when it comes. We spoke too soon. We should have waited until we had tried the meat before we said we'll see you when the main event comes, because we tried it and it wasn't ham.
Yeah, let's face it. The star of the show here was definitely going to be the meat, and I didn't want to eat that on camera. But after I bit into it, it wasn't ham. It was smoked duck, and it was perfectly smoked duck. The texture was perfect. It wasn't overcooked, and it wasn't like that raw. And it was, the smoky flavor was just amazing. It just bloomed in my mouth.
It was very good. And the daikon, while we're here, was actually really good as well.
You inherited an extra daikon though.
I did. It was stewed, and it was super juicy.
Yeah.
Like, it was cooked perfectly, nice and soft, but when you bit into it, you got like juice out of it, which is amazing. It was really good.
My expectations have been set sky high for the meal now.
I think we'll be happy. The main event has shown up.
There was a lot of oohing and eyeing before the camera was turned on.
And a little tasting.
Hence the oohing eye.
Yeah. So this was a surprising set. It came with a flaming thing, which is like, well, this kind of feels like a mini ryokan meal.
Yeah.
There's a lot more than just the tempura. There's some kind of dish with some pork and some fish, some vegetables, and some broth that is cooking over a flame right now. Then we got a plate of tempura and some sashimi. So it was a good spread.
Very good spread.
And there's 3 different types of salt, which is interesting. I can't say that I've seen that before.
Nope.
There's garlic salt, there's pink salt, and then there's curry salt. And I'm gonna give the curry salt a try right now with my shrimp. The curry is a little bit mild. Like the first thing that hits me is the saltiness, and then you get a little kick of that like Japanese curry flavor after the salt kind of dissipates. And the tempura itself is really good, like really nice batter, nice and fluffy. It's crispy. It's not too thin on the shrimp. It's got a good crunch and a good amount of batter. So it was a good find, Nicole. You did well. Nicole researched. You did well.
I did. I'm terrible. I ran away from the camera so I can eat. That's why I disappeared from the frame. Okay, I apologize for that. Now I'm back. I was a bit delirious with the amazing tempura and I had to go off screen. This tempura is so good. And it's a bit different than, actually it's very different from the tempura that sometimes you see me and Mike get from the grocery store or from like the udon shops or soba shops that have tempura through the vending machines. Those ones are a bit of a lower price point and it's shrimp and has a huge thick coating of tempura batter, which is very tasty in its own right. But this one is much more delicate, much more refined, and just, I don't want to use the word exquisite because it sounds a bit snooty, but it really is exquisite. Putting it in my mouth, I'm just like, yummy. I'm just looking forward to the next bite already while the first bite is still in my mouth. So delicate and so delicious.
I'm done my tempura and I'm done my sashimi. The sashimi was good, fresh fish, can't go wrong with that. And now I'm going for the dish that's been over the flame. I think it's like a braised dish. There's some fish in it that looks like the same fish as one of our sashimis. The sashimi was a tuna and I'm not sure what the other one was, like a white fish. And that's what was in the broth, is a white fish. Very flaky. And cooked in the broth like this, it's very juicy. It's nice to have that juxtaposition between having the fish as sashimi and having it cooked. I think I prefer it as sashimi, to be honest. There's also a slice of fatty pork in the broth. I'm going for that next. It's a really interesting texture in my mouth. To get the actual meat, the lean meat part, which is a little bit chewy, and then you get the fat, which is just like, you just cut right through it and it melts in your mouth, and the two of them together complement each other very well. It's a very nice dish. It's a nice way to end the meal after having the tempura and the sashimi and having the warm broth and the warm food. It's really good. Nicole's trying to get in here.
Yeah, I'm making an interruption.
Okay, here you go.
I've discovered something great. The salts that they've given us, the last salt is a curry salt and it's quite strong, and I didn't think that the tempura needed it, but going with the stew, I put a little teaspoon of it or a little scoop of it on the tofu and it changed the tofu taste entirely. It was delicious. And now I'm putting it on my meatball.
Minced ball. I wonder what's in that minced ball.
I don't know, but I know that there's curry salt on my minced ball. It's a chicken minced ball. But that curry salt and the minced ball, I'm a genius.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna copy you. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this curry salt on here. And hope Nicole's recommendation is actually a good one and she didn't just ruin my little chicken meatball. Actually, I did have a bite of it before I put the curry salt on, so I got it plain and now with the curry salt. That is very good. Kind of like chicken curry. Wow, that was exceptional. I was so happy with that meal. What did you think?
I'm so not happy that we are done.
Yes.
It was the sad part. It was very good. I find that sometimes when we get a set meal in Japan, I don't know if it's just our Canadian appetites.
Or North American appetites.
Or North American appetites, but it feels more like an appetizer and it just gets our appetite going and roaring.
No, I could definitely eat more. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But I'm really happy with that meal.
It was delicious. That's really why we could eat more. It's because we just want more.
Yeah, totally. But we've got the bill and we're gonna settle up and then head back to the hotel. We have one full day to explore Wakayama tomorrow and I want to be well rested for that. Right now I'm feeling destroyed. I'm tired.
You're talking very slow.
Yeah, I've had beer, I've had sake. I am ready to be tucked in to bed, get a good sleep. But I think we're gonna walk a little bit around the castle maybe. We'll see how we're feeling when we get outside, how cold it is. But for now, we're gonna pay the bill and get back out there. We went for a walk in the park and we couldn't help ourselves but go all the way up the hill to visit that. It's incredible.
It is, and if you guys have not noticed already, they do a very good job lighting up the castle and us.
Yeah, we're sitting right in front of the massive lights that they're using to light up the castle and the area around us. There's like 4 bulbs, one of them's out actually, of really bright white light that lights the castle, and 4 bulbs of kind of a warm light to light the grounds around the castle.
It's very welcoming.
Yeah, and it's quiet. We saw a few people up here when we got up here, but they've left and now we have this place to ourselves. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was quiet on the streets too. It feels like it's midnight, but it's only 8 or like a few minutes past 8. It's just, where is everybody?
From that angle, it feels like it's only, like it feels like it's midnight, but also from the way I feel, it feels like it's midnight.
That 2-hour nap on that boat did not help you at all.
No, it did not.
It helped me, clearly.
It helped you, yeah. This castle is a complete reconstruction, but we're still gonna come and visit it tomorrow because it's amazing. It's huge. This actually was one of 3 castles of the Tokugawa clan. This is one of their houses, and the Tokugawa clan is the clan that started the Edo period that unified all of Japan under one rule.
They were the big cheese of the Edo period.
They were, and they ruled for what, 300 plus years? Yep. It's crazy. So we'll come visit this. There's supposed to be a museum inside and that should be interesting. Look out for that video coming soon. But for now, we're just enjoying the outside and the bright white castle behind us. Really imposing from the street. That's one thing I noticed when we came out of the hotel and we walked a little bit around it to get to the restaurant. You can see it very clearly up on this hill. And that's a little bit different than the castles we've seen so far on this trip. They're kind of a little bit more obscured, but this one is like,
this one's saying, I am here.
Yeah, the view to it is super clear. It's not obstructed by trees or anything, and it does look very imposing. And as we walked up this winding path of stone steps, you just felt like there's going to be something amazing up here.
It didn't disappoint.
No, it did not.
I think it's time for you to go to sleep.
I think it is. I'm having a hard time speaking, but I am going to cut out all those stutters so they won't know that.
Okay.
So from up here on the hill with Wakayama Castle, we're going to say goodnight. We're going to go down and get to bed, so we have been fully rested for tomorrow's exploration. So we'll say goodnight.
Night.
Check out the description down below for links to all the places we visited in this episode. If you enjoyed our 2-part episode, be sure to let us know by giving the video a like, and check out one of these videos to continue following along with our adventures in Japan. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.